I welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. Of course, that was an intense conversation with the guest and Samson Balogun. And what we have for Trend Watch is saying, I'm more popular than Kwankwanso, Elrufai, and Tambuwal in northern Nigeria. And that's coming from Atiku. So now just asking, can popularity alone win elections? And because these are the issues. I mean, even at this stage, they're talking about I'm more popular than you. I think I spoke about the first coalition that brought in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But obviously, in that political party, it was more popular. But there was never a time that he went on national TV to say, I'm more popular than these persons in the Southwest. So those people decided to come together and then to harness each other's, advantage to their own benefit. So at this point in time, this might cause more issues. Imagine if Elrufai, maybe, he's still in the custody of the ICPC, if he gets to read this to say Atiku is somewhere on national TV saying he's more popular than I am. Even said Kwankwanso, his own popularity is restricted to Kano. I think we touched that this morning. I don't think this is maybe a very good statement, especially for what is going on within the ADC.
Well, you see, when you talk about politics, it's not just about popularity. It's about acceptance. And it's about track record, precedence. Do you have what it takes to say, oh, because of what I did yesterday, I deserve this from you? That's one big thing. And for Atiku Abubakar, it's not a lie that he has come out to say I'm more popular. He is definitely much more popular than any other person in that political party. You can take that to the bank. And that is because I earlier touched this and said, look, Atiku Abubakar is the only politician in that political party, except for in anywhere in Nigeria, as we speak, is the only politician, aside from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there are structures everywhere in the country that can say, oh, this person is an Atiku person. He's the only person. I also mentioned earlier that, Kwankwanso's structure across the country, they are as weak as anything, including that of Peter Obi. Because now, let me cite an instance. When registration of the ADC started, okay, about 30% of members who registered came from Adamawa State and regions close to Adamawa State, which is Atiku's base. And then 60% of the people who registered to be members of the ADC were from the north. About 13% or thereabouts came from the southwest. Even in Peter Obi's region, the southeast, how many people registered to be members of the ADC? That says about popularity.
They're still waiting. They are online.
So if his popularity is not that much in his own region, that people cannot join him, follow him to a new political party, then it tells how weak his popularity is in the north and in the southwest. Because if you now to separate and they tell people, oh, why did you join ADC? Oh, I followed Peter Obi. Oh, I followed Atiku Abubakar. Oh, I'm here because of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Oh, I'm here because of Nasir El-Rufai. You see how weak Peter Obi is when it comes to having political structures. You see how weak Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is in having political structures across the country. But in his base in Kano, you can say, oh, he has, the monopoly of what is going on in there.
Samson, don't you think Peter Obi has a bit of leverage compared to Kwankwanso? Because Obi was able to gather about 6 million votes in the last election. He came third. Yeah.
Yes, and that is when we are talking about a movement. A movement that he has since left behind. The obedience movement, which he moved to the Labour Party. That was not Peter Obi. That was a group of Nigerian people saying, this is what we want to do. And they picked belief in one person, which was Peter Obi. And that same movement can now tilt towards anywhere else. We just spoke about some of them staying put in the Labour Party. Some of them even saying, because you have moved with so kind of people, we are no longer having anything to do with you. And some of them will be apolitical in the next election. Don't be shocked that about 20 to 30% of those who voted the last time and gave him those 6 million votes, they are already in another political party. So who are those people who you think are about 15 million registered voters who registered for the APC? They are Nigerians now. Are they not Nigerians?
They are. Even
who are those who registered to be members of the PDP? They are Nigerians.
Yeah.
And according to what is here now, initially before now, we used to have this, argument about, oh, maybe some of them registered here and also registered here. But as it stands, you register with your NIN. So you cannot register with two political parties. It means that if APC says they have 50 million registered members of a political party, they have 50 million. If Labour Party says we have so number, they have that number. And if they say this is the number of people that registered, that is the number they have.
honestly, apart from the fact that people are saying they are trying to inflate these numbers, because there was a time Asha went on national TV.
It is impossible. How do you duplicate NIN?
A certain
it is impossible.
million, but
because
then,
this is being closely monitored by INEC.
Right. So
okay, because it's not even being done because of the Nigerian people who are members of the party. It is being done about the politicians themselves.
Right.
Now you cannot say, oh, I am a member of a political party, and then the next morning you wake up and say you are now a member of one political party because someone gave you a piece of paper. No, you have to be registered digitally. So your movement will be traced. And if for any reason you left one leg in one political party just to test what is going on in another political party, someone will draw your leg and say, this is where you belong.
You know, you might even leave both. At the end of the day, you might not have a political party.
You can float.
If you want to be sinister
you can float.
Right.
And then you do.
You might organize a political party of your own.
And by that time, nobody will accuse you with anti-party activities because you have no political party.
Right. Of course, we need to go this morning, but
Absolutely.
good luck to that. It's very obvious that it's more popular, but then certain statement might build resentment. We need to go.
That is why the party will also continue to disintegrate.
Right. We need to go. Because if you give something, you can stay here for the next one. A big thanks to you for joining this session today. My name is Oluwayemi Adelakun. See you tomorrow for Daybreak Live Extra. Bye for now.
All right, Samson Balogun is my name. As I continue to say on this show, keep being good out there, keep being safe. And until tomorrow, when we shall be meeting on another interesting edition of Daybreak Live Extra. Bye for now.